Hello and welcome to MSTV. I am Apurva Jha and you are watching Rubaroo. Today we have a very special guest from Russia, Miss Alyona. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
You are an actress. Please tell us about your journey as an actor and how are things in film industry in Russia.
Thank you very much for the question. I would say some details from the very beginning that my profession is TV journalism.
Mm-hmm.
So my first um, uh, profession, as I would say, the TV hostess, TV anchorage. And I've started my career when I was 17
Oh,
at St. Petersburg television, which is my hometown and the hometown of our dear president, Mr. Vladimir Putin. So I've started my journey as a TV hostess for the morning show,
mm-hmm.
2 hours on
Mm.
air, and I've been doing this wonderful and my beloved work for more than 10 years.
Oh,
And then been doing different projects in the cultural sphere between the countries and good relations between people. So I call it, as we all know, public diplomacy, which
yeah,
is very important for me.
yeah.
And right now, been doing some movies with my partners, which are still documentary movies, and
Mm-hmm.
we are planning to have one more created this year, which will be devoted to the Prime Minister of Soviet Union, Mr. Alexei Nikolaevich
Oh,
Kosygin, who was the Prime Minister of Soviet Union from 1964 to
mm-hmm.
1980.
Mm-hmm.
And documentaries which we are creating are about their love to our dear country, to Russia, very patriotic. So we are creating the documentaries to make Russian people be proud of their own country.
Great, great,
And
wonderful.
doing this kind of work and being so much involved in the international public diplomacy projects,
Mm-hmm.
I've started my journey together with the World People's Assembly, which is the international union of non-governmental organizations
Mm-hmm.
having their headquarters in Moscow, Russia. We do organize different kind of projects in the sphere of public diplomacy, and we have just launched this year
Mm-hmm.
our first World Public Summit,
Okay.
which was an absolutely amazing event
Mm-hmm.
in September of 2025, when we had more than 153 countries, just
Oh, great,
imagine,
great, great.
representatives coming from almost all over the world to
Yeah.
come to Russia, meet together, and to have the discussion about our common future.
Mm-hmm.
Because the main title is that the conscious unity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we feel, that we need to unite people together all
Yeah.
over the world. So we had an overwhelming number of participants, more than 5,000, which
Wonderful.
was, I might tell you, a
Yeah.
great time and work to do to organize this all. But thank God everything went successfully, and we are very proud to launch the second World Public Summit, which
Mm-hmm.
we are right now discussing if we will have an opportunity to have it here in Delhi.
Okay. So, what are the plans about the upcoming summit which you are talking about?
Yes, we would love to see as a guest at our event the respected Prime Minister Modi.
Oh,
That
great,
would be a
great.
great pleasure for
Yeah.
us, and we are planning to invite very prominent speakers from different parts of the world, as well as very famous actors
Mm-hmm.
coming from Hollywood, from Russia cinematography, film directors, and different people from cultural sphere, from all the areas of public life, because we are not about the politics, but
Yeah.
we are about the relations
Mm-hmm.
between people. So we are discussing the topics which interest all of us. How do our kids go to school? What kind of education they
Yeah.
get in the school? What kind of culture education they get, because this was a complete surprise for me to meet your colleague today, who was
Yeah.
telling me the names of our great Russian writers,
Yeah.
such as Fyodor
Yeah.
Dostoevsky, Maxim Gorky, Anton Chekhov. That was such a great pleasure for me to hear in India from your colleague. And I must say that I know that the level of education in India is really high, as well as in Russia. And that's why I think we feel each other. And because of our cultural roots,
Hmm.
we feel each other so well. And we consider India to be one of our best friends in the world.
Yeah, it is indeed. I have heard that Russian literature is more of, uh, I have heard that it's very depressing kind of literature. Is that true?
Well, it's not depressing. It's actually about, I think you would now say about Fyodor Dostoevsky,
Mm-hmm.
who comes from my hometown,
Uh,
St. Petersburg. That's why I can understand and explain to you the
mm-hmm.
feelings in the literature.
Please explain.
This is a very important for Russian writer to look into the human being,
Mm-hmm.
into his feelings and his path and his road to God.
Mm-hmm.
And for Russian writers, they are very much aware of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They very much know of the road of Jesus Christ. So they are trying to show what is the path
Yeah.
of a human being to come closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an easy way,
Yeah, it
because
is.
in your life you always choose with whom you go,
Mm-hmm.
with God or devil. There is a question, with whom are you, the person? And to be with God, it's a very hard working moment and process, because it's easy to choose the other side.
Yeah.
You can get money, entertainment, happiness, which is not a true happiness,
Yeah.
but just for the life where you're staying. But the Russian writers look very deep into, so they would like to show that this life is only one part. You have the eternal life.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like a school where we are now. You're going through a school. So that's why you have to be hardworking. That's why for someone it might look depressive, but it's totally not. Because finally it's about your soul, it's about your happiness, and it's about the real, the true happiness. And it's about you coming to God.
Russia and Bollywood
Mm?
had a very long history of a very strong relationship, we can say.
Yeah.
How things are there in Russia, how Russians perceive like modern Bollywood movies, films, which are being made when generally commercial movies,
Mm.
commercial films. Do they love over there? Because we have a long history about of that. We were talking off camera.
Yeah, that's for sure. I must say that's an absolute love from Russia to Indian movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Soviet Union, even I can tell you, when I was a little child, that was a great happiness for me to visit the Indian movie, because in the cinema, because I would know it would be about the life, it would be about the family. I know I would cry and I would smile at the same moment. And for all my relatives, all my friends, we all know the classics of Indian movies. Like, of course, one of the most famous in Soviet Union is Raj Kapoor Avara, if I
Yeah,
call it
yeah.
right, and we still know the melody of the song. And of course, Zita and Gita, which is very special for us. We know the whole plot and the
Mhm,
story,
yeah.
and we absolutely adore Hema Malini. Is one of the favorite, and of course Bachchan is our favorite actors, so we know very well. And I've been for some time living in Europe, and every time I would meet Indian friends, I would tell them that, that I'm so happy to see you, because we know your cinema so well, we know your actors. And they would be very much surprised, because normally in European countries they would not meet people to know
Yeah,
Bollywood movies.
yeah.
But in Russia, it's a different. totally different story.
Truly a best friend.
Truly a best friend, yes. So there is a great interest to Indian cinematography, and people love it, and they would love to go with their children and families because Indian movies, they always show, um, this very good manner of human being behavior,
Yeah,
how the person, it's very similar to what we just discussed with the literature, because I
yeah.
think that in the movies, the heroes of Bollywood movies, they are also looking for the path of God, to be with God, to be with their families, to do kind things in their lives. So these movies, I would be happy to show them to my children, because they educate how you should treat your parents,
Yeah,
how you should treat your family members, how you should treat people.
yeah.
And that's why for Russia it's a great love and a great interest. And together with the World People's Assembly, we have just arranged in November
Mm-hmm.
the event which was devoted to 100 anniversaries of Raj Kapoor, and we had a great interest. Many people come in to see that and to listen to some of the Bollywood songs.
Have you ever thought of trying to get any work in Bollywood movies? Because you are telling that you had a great interest in Bollywood films. You have watched Bollywood films since your childhood. Have you ever tried or thought of working in Bollywood?
Oh, I have never had this idea, but that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, because this is very warm to my heart. That's
Yeah,
how I feel. When you tell me about Indian movies, about Bollywood, I feel a lot of love growing inside of my heart, because this is something about kindness, and I'm quite a kind lady, I would say, and
so sweet.
I very much love. My family, I love children, and that's what I see in Bollywood movies. So it makes me smile inside. Thank you very much for that question.
So now I would like to ask you, what aspects of Russian storytelling do you feel the world should see more of? The Russian style of storytelling you want to show the world. What
As a
aspects of that?
uh, well, I think for us it's important to show the contemporary Russia, how it is, to show our young people, to show their problems which they are facing in life and how they overcome it. Uh, I think that we have a very beautiful and interesting generation of young people right now
Yeah.
in Russia. They are very special, very much different, because they are so open minded,
Mm-hmm.
uh, always very kind, very beautiful young ladies and young men.
Yeah, I can see
And
you.
oh,
I mean,
thank you for the compliment. And very open to all the world. And right now, there is a situation in our country happening that I think that our young people start realizing the value of their homeland uh, as much as possible. They start realizing that they want to stay in their homeland. They want to get great education, and they want to work and devote their life
mm-hmm.
to their homeland. This is something new happening, because before that, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we had a lot of young people who wanted to move and to start their career somewhere. But for now, many people understand that it is so important to stay in their homeland, because
Yeah.
Russia is showing the best example of the traditional values, which is right now crucially important in the world.
I think same is happening in India also. So how does Russian culture influence your acting career or acting journey? What impact does Russian culture play in your acting?
Um, well, to tell you the truth, it's what I have said in the very beginning of our interview. It's this basis of Russian culture is our I would not say just religion. I would just say the state of mind, the understanding that you are not alone in the world.
Yeah.
You are here with the hand of God, and you hold this hand. And in our culture, uh, we had different periods in our country. Like at in Soviet Union times, it was not that often that people would speak about God.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, we are very close to our roots,
Yeah.
and we speak openly about what we feel. For example, for me, this is very important to know the story of our beautiful Tsar family,
Mm-hmm.
who were ruling our country, the Romanov family, and the story about the people around them.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting, actually, phenomenon that our Tsarina, the last Tsarina of Russia, Alexandra Fedorovna, she was the lady who was born in Germany
Yeah.
and who had her roots also from Great Britain and, of
Mm-hmm.
course, from all the European court. But her love to Russia was so passionate and so true. And because I've been researching a lot of materials concerning that, and I've been reading a lot of letters,
Yeah.
how our Tsar and our Tsarina loved our country as well as their children. So that at the very difficult moment when the First World War came, our Tsarina and her dear daughters were working in the hospital for wounded people.
Mm.
And can you imagine that these high court ladies would tie the legs of wounded soldiers, would hold their hands, would touch their heart?
Wonderful.
So that was the great example of how the real lady of the country should behave.
This says more about the culture. Yeah.
Yes, about the culture and the history, and about the also the role of a woman in the country.
I have watched the web series, The Last Jars. I don't know how factual it is right or not, but yeah, I watched that web series and it was so good. Have you watched that?
Yes, I haven't seen it. I don't know who has produced it.
Uh, I will tell you after that. But yeah, it was a very great thing. They have told the story of the last, uh,
Tsar family?
yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
last family and what happened, what circumstances were made
Mm,
to, like, they were shot. Yeah,
yes, in 1918.
yeah.
And I am actually working under the book
Mm-hmm.
of the memoirs of the lady in waiting to the last Tsarina.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady, her name is Anna Vyrubova. She was almost a member of the family. She was staying so close to Tsarina, and she has survived. She was not assassinated. She has survived and has written the book of her memoirs of a Russian court,
Mm-hmm.
and about what was the everyday life of Russian Tsar family. And some of her memoirs were not yet published.
Yeah.
So, for the past 5 years, I've been working with the papers and documents from the archive to
Mm-hmm.
read her letters and to know a lot of details. So, I'm planning to finish the book in the end of this year. For it to be published in Russia with a lot of new details about the story of the Russian Tsar family, the everyday life, and also to arrange bringing back some of her paintings, this lady's paintings, back to um, Alexandrovsky Palace, which is in Tsarskoye Selo in St. Petersburg, so that it will be placed in the museum so that Russian people would feel this connection and would know more
Yeah.
about their history.
Yeah. And I mean, history is the most important thing for the future. I mean,
True,
you need
true,
to know history because you have to shape your future. And that's
true.
why history is most important. Uh, what keeps you grounded outside your acting?
What would you mean by grounded? Like,
When you act, when we act, we
hmm
are something else in front of the camera, in front
yeah,
of the world. But when the camera rolls down,
Uh-huh.
then what are you?
Well, first I'm the mother. That's the most important for me. I have two kids.
Oh,
My daughter,
congratulations.
thank you very much. My daughter is getting 16 this February, and my son is 14 years old. So I love
Beautiful.
to spend time with my family, with my kids, doing something together,
Mhm.
walking around the beautiful Moscow museums or St. Petersburg museums. And our country is. It is so beautiful with everything, with the nature, with the culture, with the history, with the fabulous painters. So I really welcome you to Russia. I know that you
Indeed,
will
indeed.
be enchanted.
I would
Enchanted.
love to visit Russia. Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
coming to MSTV and sitting with us, giving your time. Thank
Oh
you so
yeah, it's my
much.
great pleasure. Thank you.
This was our time with Elena. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope you learned from it. I hope you knew something new. Thank you so much and keep watching MSTV for more updates.